Okay, so let's dig into this. Halloween, it's just around the corner. And yeah, for most people, it's candy, maybe some spooky decorations, a party. But, for a significant group, often living pretty quietly, this holiday means something. Well, way deeper. We're really going to unpack why Halloween gets called their holiday by many crossdressers. We've been looking at some really insightful stuff, especially from Gender Benson. Her writing on Halloween as a cross-dressing holiday, it just shines a light on this. Our mission really is to explore that mix of freedom and fear and that self-discovery that makes October 31st so pivotal for so many people. We want to look at the absolute thrill, but also the tough questions this sort of temporary permission brings up for them and maybe for you listening in.
It really is fascinating, isn't it? How this holiday that seems so lighthearted, all about masks and pretending, it accidentally creates this unique kind of cultural safety net. Just for a day, a lot of those really strict rules society has about, gender presentation, they just seem to suspend. Brings up the big question, right? What actually happens when the costume isn't just playing pretend, when it's maybe a look into someone's deeper truth? We'll be exploring how this day can feel incredibly freeing, like a rare chance to just be, but also how challenging it is. It touches everything: identity, how people see you, relationships.
It's really striking when you look closer. October 31st. It's just not like any other day for crossdressers. It's this one single moment where the usual rules, how you should look, gender norms, expressing yourself, they just relax. It's more than trick-or-treating. It's a real shift, even if it's temporary. And the clever part for many is that built-in excuse, oh, it's just a costume. That line. It gives immediate, plausible deniability. And that allows for what can be a huge, sometimes scary first step in public. I mean, just imagine, years, maybe decades, right? Living with this secret. Experimenting, sure, but only like behind locked doors. Then Halloween comes. And for the first time, maybe, they can actually do what they've only dreamed about. Just walk out the door. The air must feel different. Charged. You're terrified, but also free. Every step may be in makeup they've practiced or a wig or heels. It's thrilling and terrifying at the same time. You're not just in a costume, you're being seen in a way you've wanted, but maybe also really feared. It's that feeling described as exhilarating, liberating, and terrifying all at once.
That first public experience, it's incredibly powerful. People describe it like oxygen to someone who is suffocated under secrecy. And that really says a lot, doesn't it, about this fundamental human need we have to express ourselves, a need that society, especially around gender, often restricts pretty heavily. Think about how deep those expectations run, the unspoken rules for men, for women, how they should be. Halloween's like this temporary loophole sanctioned by culture. But yeah, it's rarely simple. That freedom, it comes with baggage. It's a moment of truth, sure, but also intense internal questions. It forces you to face things you might have pushed down.
Right, and this is where it gets, well, really interesting. Complicated. Because once you take that step, the internal chatter just ramps up. The big question hits hard. Am I just playing a role here? Or is this actually me on Halloween? That line between pretending and being authentic. It doesn't just blur. Sometimes it feels like it disappears completely. Think about like casual comments from friends. Wow, you make a pretty convincing woman. And I think if someone just having fun, it's nothing. But for a crossdresser, that lands differently. It has weight, seismic weight almost. And it triggers all these anxieties like, do they see something real? Is part of me showing through, not just the costume? And the whole passing thing, being seen as the gender you're presenting. It's complex. Many want to pass, to feel authentic as a woman in that moment. It's validating. But then there's the flip side. What if I pass too well? Well, people start to suspect this isn't just a joke, that it's more than Halloween. Am I hiding? Or am I finally showing a part of myself? Even temporarily. The emotional stakes there are just incredibly high.
That internal dialogue is definitely a psychological battleground. Halloween gives this amazing permission, yeah, but it also makes many crossdressers face truths they might have avoided or only dealt with privately. You can feel that tension, that pull between wanting to feel safe and wanting to feel authentic. It's palpable. On one hand, yeah, the urge to present authentically, to maybe pass, can be huge. It validates that hidden part of you. But the fear of what that means to other people or even to yourself is just as strong. Like if you don't look convincing, maybe that's disappointing. But if you look too convincing, that might raise questions you're just not ready for. And this connects to that whole mask idea. Is Halloween just a mask, a kind of safety valve? blow off steam once a year, escape reality for a bit? Or is it something much bigger? Could it be that critical first step towards real authenticity? It can be a powerful catalyst,
Yeah.
building confidence, letting someone test the waters. Maybe it leads to figuring out how to integrate that feminine side more permanently. The answer often tells you a lot about their own desires, their fears, and where they are in asking those big questions about who they really are.
So, okay, with all that going on inside, how does this play out in how other people see it? When they see someone cross-dressing on Halloween, is it just playful? Is it mocking? Or is it seen as respectful? This is where the nuance really matters, because you definitely see different approaches. Like there's the classic guy in a dress costume, played totally for laughs, right? Sloppy makeup, crazy wig, maybe stuffed bra. It's parody. But then you see someone else, someone who puts incredible care into it, presents authentically, thoughtfully. They might spend hours on their makeup, choose an outfit that feels genuinely empowering, feminine. The first way, treating femininity like a punchline that can really reinforce stereotypes, perpetuate stigma. It makes light of something deeply meaningful to others. It's caricature, not tribute. The difference, as one source puts it, really lies in intent, effort, and the lens through others interpret the costume. Is it an homage or is it a joke? And that distinction is huge.
That contrast really lays bare a cultural tension, doesn't it? How does our society broadly view cross-dressing? Is it inherently funny, something to be mocked? Or is it a valid, authentic way someone expresses themselves? Halloween kind of acts like a public test for that. And while, yes, understanding and acceptance of gender diversity are growing, let's be real, the stigma around cross-dressing, around not conforming, it's still there. It lingers. That fear of being outed, of ridicule, of judgment, it's very real, even on a night supposedly about fantasy. This tension also plays into that choice of, well, how far do you go? Are you aiming for good for a guy in a dress? Keep a hint of your everyday self visible, maybe as a safety net so people don't take it too seriously. Or do you really try to look real? To fully embody that feminine persona, that's often a deeply personal decision. It reflects comfort levels, where someone is on their journey, how ready they are to maybe push back against assumptions. Halloween gives the permission to make that choice in public, but it also makes you face the possible fallout.
And while the night's actually happening, there's often this hum underneath it all, right? This anxiety. Do people really just think I'm dressing up for Halloween? And maybe they do, yeah. The holiday provides that cover story. But that doesn't stop the fear of being judged or the worry that, like, a knowing look or some innocent joke, wow, you really know your makeup, could mean something else. It seems playful, but underneath it can be pretty nerve-wracking. But often the real shift happens after the party's over. What happens when the makeup comes off, the wig, when the outfit goes back into hiding. The tough reality for so many is one night just isn't enough. Actually, that single taste of freedom can make the desire even stronger, not weaker. It's apparently not uncommon to get home from Halloween and feel this almost aching emptiness, that longing to do it again, not next year, but soon, really soon. It becomes this powerful urge.
And that's not just anecdotal. It points to a real psychological shift. That one night often becomes the spark that ignites a longer journey. It really can. It shifts from being just a momentary thing to this hunger for more chances to express that part of yourself. And that can lead people down different paths afterwards, maybe looking for safe spaces, places they can dress more often, or connecting with online communities for support. Sometimes it leads to exploring their gender identity much more broadly, trying to integrate it more. This experience also brings relationships into sharp focus. It adds this critical layer. For someone whose partner knows and is supportive, Halloween can actually make things closer. It's like a shared experience of authenticity. But for those who haven't told their partner, Halloween suddenly feels like a high-stakes gamble. It might raise questions for the partner that weren't there before, like, is this just for fun? Or is this something more? Is there a part of you I don't know? And in those cases, the need to be honest, to communicate openly, often becomes really pressing. It pushes things to the surface.
So when you step back and look at Halloween through this specific lens, what does it all really mean? It seems clear it sits right at this intense crossroads, freedom and fear. The freedom is obvious, right? Permission to dress up, explore, be seen, feel feminine out in the world without needing a big explanation. It's a taste of being liberated. But the fear, man, the fear is just as real. It's there all night and it sticks around afterwards. Fear of judgment, fear of being discovered, being misunderstood. Or maybe the deepest fear, realizing that one night a year will just never, ever be enough. So for many crossdressers, the biggest question, the one that echoes after the decorations are gone is, okay, what now?
That what now? That's the real pivot, isn't it? Once you've tasted that temporary freedom, it's really hard to just forget it or push it back down. So different paths open up. You see some people, maybe the fear wins out or the pressure is too much and they do go back to secrecy, waiting for next October 31st. But others, They start taking small steps, steps that feel huge to them. Maybe buying their own clothes, practicing makeup more privately, finding support online. And then for some, yeah, that Halloween spark, it really does ignite bolder actions. Maybe telling a partner, a friend, maybe starting to blend their feminine side into more parts of their life. Or really starting to explore their gender identity more deeply. So Halloween in this context, it's rarely the finish line. It's usually a beginning, a doorway opening onto a much longer, more complex path of figuring things out. Ultimately, Halloween is so much more than just a costume party. For many cross-dressers, it's a huge emotional marker, a milestone. It can be that safe mask for a once-a-year thing, or it can be the catalyst for something life-changing. The power of this holiday, its freedoms, its risks, you just can't deny it.
We've definitely explored how Halloween, with its relaxed rules and that easy, just a costume excuse, creates this really unique kind of complicated space for self-expression. But, like we've talked about, it also kicks up some of the deepest questions about identity, being authentic, being accepted. For a lot of people, it's clearly not just about candy and parties. It's a genuinely pivotal moment in their own journey of self-understanding.